Para decirlo muy simple, se trata de usar la tecnología para volver a conectarnos con la naturaleza humana. Aunque dicho así, suena un poco paradójico, ¿no?
Y hasta cierto punto lo es. Pero qué mejor que preguntárselo a nuestro entrevistado del día de hoy.
Timo Arina es un emprendedor, autor y consultor que explora el rol de las tecnologías sociales en la interacción humana. Entre otros temas, nos hablará de uno muy interesante, el biohacking.
Estamos conectados con Timo Arina, quien es, sin duda, un emprendedor del siglo XXI. Hola Timo, ¿cómo
Hola,
estás?
Timo.
Yo soy Ángela, ella es Beatriz.
Hello, I'm Teemu Arina, and I'm here in Helsinki, Finland. It's actually pretty dark outside and cold, so I prefer inside.
Pues aquí es mediodía,
Sí, son las 12 del mediodía.
hace bastante calor.
I'm jealous of you.
Bien, bueno, primero necesito preguntarte algo porque cuando estuvimos investigando sobre ti, nos topamos con un tema que es completamente nuevo para nosotras y eso es el biohacking. ¿Cómo podrías describir el biohacking y cómo crees que podría impactar a una sociedad como la nuestra?
So biohacking is basically something where you take a very systemic view into your life. So you sleep, you exercise, you eat a specific diet. So those are things that are influencing your system. So then there are specific processes that happen, for example, specific metabolic processes. And then there are specific outputs, for example, in terms of increasing your performance or the way how things will impact your work that you do every day. So a biohacker is someone who is interested in optimizing one's performance, well-being, and health with the help of technological and biological tools and this systems thinking approach.
¿Cuáles son algunos ejemplos de este biohacking del que nos estás hablando?
So biohacking doesn't really require any specific tools. What I have here is this is an EEG reader. So this is something that reads my brain waves. So it reads basically the electric signals coming from my brain. And those can be translated into understanding of your current state of concentration, for example. So imagine you have an application that tells you when the sound is high, you are not concentrated, you are not in a meditative state. And when the sound is low, you are in a more concentrated and meditative state. So you can actually learn to meditate or calm yourself down or manage stress in a very effective way. It's sort of like learning to drive a bicycle and you have these extra wheels. And once you can really drive bicycle, you can leave those off. So I don't really need these things anymore. So I can control my heartbeat, my current stress level by conscious thought. And I use this technology to specifically gain these abilities. But you can also use food and nutrition and so on. So I try to make sure that my body is well nourished every day. And what happens if you're malnourished and you don't have specific nutrients, your body will take it from your vital organs. And we all know what that can lead to. So you're weakening your system. So I want to keep myself as bulletproof and really kicking ass every day. So I try to make sure that I wake up every day with all the resources I can, both internally, mentally, as well as externally, that I can use.
Tengo un poco de curiosidad acerca de esto. Te ves muy joven y con todo esto del biohacking que nos estás hablando, ¿qué edad tienes?
I'm 32 now, so because of all the biohacking I've been doing, I'm basically becoming younger every day. So probably look like a 16-year-old now, so we'll see in a couple of years how I look. But anyway, so I mean, I'm a firm believer that you can reverse aging in specific aspects. But there are processes that you can't do much about, but you can definitely increase your lifespan by supporting your body. So, I mean, we need these kind of things that are in our surroundings, including food and social relationships and all of that. And movement. Major part of our brains are reserved for everything that happens with vision and movement. So the whole kind of body and mind connection is very essential. So if you want to improve also your cognitive skills, you may want to improve the connection between your body and mind. And you can play a violin, you can play a piano, you can engage yourself in dance. But what I'm doing, I'm using technology to do similar things. So what I have here, for example, this is a transcranial electrostimulation device. So this runs an electric current of about 2 amperes through my frontal cortex, and it increases the blood flow in the frontal regions of the brain, and it will make me concentrate and be more attentive. It's been researched for treating things like depression, for example. So, I mean, we are a biochemical mess, and you can influence the system in so many ways. This is an electric, very direct way of doing it. So we need technology today, of course, for the things that we have, but maybe we need also new kinds of technologies that are waking us up, connecting us back to the nature and our true nature. So there might be Apple just brought out Apple Watch that tells you if you are sitting too much, that you need to stand up. So I find that quite tragic, but also like paradoxical, that in a way the technology that freed us so much time that we can have food 24 hours and all kinds of things delivered from services and products, to actually we need technology now to remind us that that's not necessarily healthy for you. And this is where quantified self as a movement is in a way going. So people are becoming aware of themselves with the help of technology. So technology can measure specific things, your stress level, or how much you've been standing or walking or sitting during the day. And you can use that number, or you can use that information to your benefit.
Dentro de quantifiedself.fi encontrarás información sobre las teorías y términos que se usan para aplicar el biohacking.
Los blogs contienen charlas en video que tratan temas de nutrición, hábitos saludables, consultoría y cómo aprovechar lo mejor del biohacking.
Quería preguntarte sobre tus emprendimientos. Cuando te contacté por primera vez, me diste un link para que pudiera separar una fecha para la entrevista, y fue la primera vez que hice eso. Estaba sorprendida preguntándome cómo funcionaba eso y pensé que era algo innovador que aplicaste en tu negocio, y también entendí que en este sitio web llamado meetings.gs es uno de tus emprendimientos. ¿Podrías contarnos más sobre cómo se te ocurrió esta idea y cómo trabajaste en ella para que ahora fuese realidad?
So let me first explain why I'm doing something like this, like sending you this link. So many of us every week we are looking at our calendars. When am I available for someone? So someone is asking, when do you have time to meet? Then I look at my calendar, I send an email, then I get another email back, then we send emails. And this is an example of a routine that's totally unnecessary, that we do over and over again every week after week after week. So I try to eliminate, as a biohacker, some of these kind of totally useless activities and tasks from my daily life. And one of those is to look at my calendar, or to send you times that when I'm available. So this technology in a way takes that piece out. It's my digital assistant in a way that knows my calendar and tells you when I'm available, and then you can book a time. So I use these kind of tools as life management tools. It's not just managing your work anymore. It's about managing 24 hours in a way that makes sense. And what I just noticed years ago was that companies have a lot of meetings. The white-collar workers can spend like a major part of their week in meetings, and the whole process is really badly designed. I mean, finding the time, exchanging the materials, keeping everyone up to date. Most of the time people go to meetings, they don't know what the meeting is all about, who's going to be there, what the decisions are going to be all about. So I think that's a waste of time. If we meet, there should be a very clear reason why we meet, and if the reason is that there is no reason, well, that's still an agenda. And if there is an outcome, that we really understand what follows. If nothing follows, that's also one thing, but I want to make sure that every interaction becomes something tangible. And with meetings, meeting.gs, we redesigned this process. And now we are also bringing out a new service called Swipe to Meet, swipetomeet.com, and that's going to be the world's fastest tool for finding a time for group meetings. So if you want to get together with friends or with 4 people from different companies, I just scheduled 10 people Christmas party. It took 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Imagine how long it normally takes to figure out 10 people a time in December, for a party when everyone's available. So I try to make our lives easier with technology.
El emprendimiento de Timu, Meeting.gs, ofrece una manera eficiente de organizar una agenda de trabajo, dejando la tarea de chequear y asignar horarios disponibles para tus llamadas, reuniones o actividades a su plataforma.
Está diseñada para conectar otros servicios existentes a su programa, como Google Docs y Microsoft Office.
También se sincroniza con herramientas de comunicación online, como Skype, Google Hangouts y otros.
Bueno, creo que esta ha sido una entrevista muy interesante. Timu, apreciamos mucho que hayas tomado un poco de tu tiempo para responder nuestras preguntas.
Sí, realmente ha sido una entrevista que me ha abierto los ojos y la información que compartiste con nosotras es algo que nunca antes habíamos escuchado. Y bueno, muchas gracias por este momento tan iluminativo.
My pleasure. I mean, I'm always at your service. Anything.
Ok, estemos en contacto.
Chao, Timu.
Chao.